What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of Cub Reacts, as we continue to explore the latest new musical flavours. Apologies for this one going up a little bit later than normal on a Friday. I've had quite a busy morning, working on a few other projects as well, but we are getting into this one brand new from Ayra Starr. It goes by the name Russian. This is her first solo release of this year. I'm so excited to get into this. It was recently announced that she is going to be featuring on CK's album as well with a Beggy Beggy Part 2, which I'm very excited for, but this is what we're looking at today. As always, friends, if you're new to the channel, do make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page. Of course, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. And without further ado, we're going to jump right into the sounds of this one. I am so excited. Let's see what's on offer. I already really like this visualizer. It's very circa 90s anime.
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals they in human form. Body man nobody like walk, but you must hustle if you.
There's something about Ayra's vocal that always gets me. You know that kind of there's kind of like a vulnerability about it. That kind of almost voice pitch switch that you kind of hear at certain points. It's almost like a voice break, but it just adds so much character to her approach. This already sounding really clean. It's a very Ayra Starr sounding tune. Lots of very kind of floaty pad textures going on, almost bell-like melodies running through the middle. Very kind of delicate drums as well, and the rhythm's very bouncy. And these are all things that you expect to hear from an Ayra Starr tune. And I'm happy that she hasn't kind of run too far away from that formula that she's kind of gained that following off, because this is exactly what people will be looking for, and I'm very happy about that.
You know finish them on fight us. If them they run them no fit catch up. I know they form say I too righteous. No con they form say you too like us. We no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind.
It's when she comes in with those overdubs as well. It literally makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Again, really cool kind of, I want to say almost post-80s style bass sounds coming in. These sort of almost very Moogie. As in a Moog synthesizer. That's literally the sound of what a Moog synthesizer sounds like. So it's very cool. And again, it kind of goes in with this retro, like late 80s, early 90s theme. It's what the kind of anime theme is. This reminds me of Digimon, the image on screen. And it really works, man. Again, this is a cool instrumental, and you're hearing that kind of skippy element from Ayra coming into play. This feels like it's spent a lot of time crafting this one. It feels very well chiseled and very precise in what they're trying to do with it. What's the hook saying?
But he dey rush well, he be much. Now go dey make my top, he dey rush. The kind money we touch.
Mad.
Yeah, he dey rush well, he be much. Now hype everybody they crush.
The sense of euphoria I'm hearing on this, the sense of pure euphoria, whether it be those floating pads in the higher end of the composition, whether it be the vocal overdubs we're getting from Ayra, so perfectly timed, the way they literally just rise up, so kind of choir-esque. There's a real angelic nature about the backdrop of this. It almost feels like that's like the pedestal moment. The pedestal is rising. Here is first place. That's the kind of feeling you're getting off it. Again, euphoria is the feeling you get in a musical kind of sense. Ayra's vocal, fantastic. The sweetness of it is literally so on point. And then on top of that as well, there's a really nice sort of subtlety to the instrumental as well in the lower ends. A lot of really cool bass action, subtle percussion working its way in and around that sort of leading, I want to say, snare line. And it just works. There's a lot to like about this.
You never thought you dey from Papa. Which kind of money we never see before. Cause hello me, got me feeling I'm the one. Ajay. Can never take my take away. Ajay.
You're hearing those overdubs, man. They're such a crucial thing about Ayra's vocal style. Like the overdubs in regards to like the vocal harmonies, they're never overbearing. They almost work as like supports, and they kind of lift that lead vocal up behind. And it's never over it. It's never overindulgent. It's always done to just the right amount of enthusiasm, and it just gives that vocal so much additional texture. It means you know what it's like? It's like when you open a Word document and certain bits are in bold. That's literally what this sounds like, because they get lifted out and you see them and they're more apparent. Really nice, man. I'm enjoying this. I think this is the perfect way for Ayra to return, in my honest opinion.
dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli.
I really like that synth sound in the background. I'm pausing this just before we get into this hook again because I want to appreciate it for as kind of uplifting as it is. Again, we've kind of heard this section already, so there's almost like a kind of pre-chorus and then a lead chorus, but it adds that sense of euphoria. Like if you were watching this live or you were listening to it in a club, this is the moment where you're gathering around with your people and you're waiting for that hook and you're ready to go, and then bang, the hook arrives. She's very good at building intensity within tunes and building momentum, so you then get that kind of release of potential when you do get to the hook. It's something I've always noticed about what Ayra does musically. See, I mean, everything just going up. You listening to that choral overlay, man, it's beautiful. It just feels so full. Like it feels like you're listening to it live, and that's a really difficult thing to kind of emulate. And it feels like you're listening to it live in a venue, and you can hear the kind of wideness. You can almost hear her vocal and then the choir behind it. It's almost been kind of engineered so you have this kind of like D behind. And that's what you kind of get the resonation of. This is beautiful. This is a really, really cool tune, man. It's good to see Ayra back in form. Let's go. Woo! Bassline down below as well. You know what? If I was still working in radio, this would be a bed. This outro section here, that do. Really, really cool use of bass maneuvering, and obviously stripping the tune back towards the end. This is a great way to round it off. What we'll do is we'll let this one run through to the end and then give it our final breakdown, but this is a very special way for Ayra to return. The last original thing we heard from her was the Colour session. She actually reacted to my reaction to that, which is very cool. Big up Ayra each and every time. Do make sure you check out the interview we have with her on the channel as well. But yeah, let this run through to the end and then we'll give it our final breakdown. There we go then, the sounds of Ayra Starr on this one, Rush, a beautifully arranged tune, big stuff. Great to see Ayra back in action again. Hopefully we might get a little project or something by the end of the year. For me, she's been literally one of the leading lights. Her performance on Overdose is crazy. Her Colour session, I actually still prefer to Colosa, even though Colosa's turned into this global phenomenon. I still do still prefer her Colour session. And obviously she's been on a lot of cool features this year. Obviously Love Don't Cost a Dime with Magix and a few other bits she's been popping up on. But this for me is a great way to kind of re-announce herself on a solo level, and it's clear the magic's still there, and this is exactly what I think Ayra Starr fans will be looking for. Again, loving the aesthetic, that sort of late 80s, early 90s kind of anime feel. It works with a lot of the instrumentation as well. A lot of synesthetic kind of similarities going on with this one, and that's what we love to see. So there we go. As always, friends, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, all that good stuff. And again, let me know your thoughts on the tune in the comment section down below. I'm keen to hear what you think, and as always, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, and peace.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a Brighton town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, Cubcam TV. Stay locked.